Shema Yisrael, Yahu Eloheinu, Yahu Echad, Baruch Shem Kebod Malkotho Leholam Voed.
Shalom everyone, I am the Chief Magician of Mystery Babylon, and I will be your Grandmaster and host for this very powerful revelation. So, past couple of videos I've done, I've been focusing on very ancient secret parables and decrypting and decoding them. Now, I have, at this point, done 2 videos revealing very high proofs and seals that Rav Nachman was indeed a Christian, Shabbathian, Frankist, Gnostic. I think the most recent video that I uploaded a couple days ago or so is probably the highest and most powerful video with, probably the highest proof and seal that Rav Nachman, was a Gnostic Frankist, so to speak. But in this video, I'm going to give the most the most explicit, most trivial, highest seal and proof that indubitably Rav Nachman is a Frankist Gnostic, and it's just absolutely quite simple, and it's going to go to demonstrate just how ridiculously ignorant the world, and especially the Jewish world, is. So I'm going to begin with a Wikipedia entry. So if you do a Google search on the Rooster Prince parable, here's an example of a Wikipedia entry on the Rooster Prince, and the Wikipedia entry says that the Rooster Prince, also sometimes translated as the Turkey Prince, is a Jewish mashal or parable told by Rav Nachman of Breslov. Now, this is a very high demonstration of a tremendous amount of profound ignorance, because this parable is, the source and root of this parable is actually not Rav Nachman. So you have to ask yourself, why is it that all of the Jews, that Judaism at large, and the Rabbanan, why do they attribute the root and source of this parable to Rav Nachman? Now, as I'm always saying, we have a huge major problem. The huge major problem that we have is the tremendous and profound ignorance that permeates Judaism. Now, your average Rab, your average religious Jew, they are brainwashed throughout their entire life on many aspects. And they are fed lots of propaganda. False propaganda that Yeshua HaNatzari was a wicked, evil Jew, that Shabbatai Zvi was a false Mashiach, just like Yeshua HaNatzari, and so with Yaakov Frank. Okay? So, because the Jews are brainwashed and taken this false propaganda, they never bother to read the New Testament. They never bother to read Christian literature. They never bother to read Shabbathian literature, and they never bother to read Frankist literature. So they're ignorant. All they know is the false propaganda that they've been fed, and so practically every Rab and every religious Jew is extremely ignorant. Now I'm going to give you the high proof and seal of what the true origin, root, and source of this parable is. Now, if you go to the Magnus Opus and the Apocrypha of Rav Nachman, which is the collection of the words of Adon Yaakov Frank, and you go to 986 in his Magnus Opus, there he gives the rooster parable. He reveals the rooster parable, as you can see right before you. It's a pretty long paragraph where he reveals the rooster prince parable. Now, if you read the rendition given by Rav Nachman, it's rather short. It's just a few sentences, short sentences. Here in Chamashiach Yaakov Frank's original version, he gives a much fuller account of the parable. Now, all you have to do is go read. If you're ignorant and you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the words of Yaakov Frank. It's free online. Go to 986. You can even just read it right here on the screen before you. Read the entire parable. Then go pull up Rav Nachman's version online, which is also free. You'll see they're exactly identical. Now, Chamashiach Yaakov Frank lived one generation before Rab Nachman. Rab Nachman was born about 60 years after Hamashak Yaakov Frank was born. So who came first? Hamashak Yaakov Frank. This parable, the true origin and source is Hamashak Yaakov Frank. Now, if you go and you read the rest of the parables of Nachman, why is it that they sound many of them sound so eerie similar to the parables that Hamashak Yaakov Frank, reveals? Because Rab Nachman was a plagiarizer. He plagiarized from Hamashak Yaakov Frank. Why? Because he was a disciple of Hamashak Yaakov Frank. He was a closet Frankist. He was a Christian Shabbathian Gnostic Frankist. The proof is right here. He directly and explicitly plagiarized a parable from Hamashak Yaakov Frank. Now you have to ask yourself, why? Why? It's so simple if you have eyes to see. I mean, if you read all of the works of Rab Nachman, which I have, it's so blatant to see. It's so evident. So this is the highest proof, and so you have to be really fucking retarded if you can't see or understand this, okay? Now, the last point that I will make is that this parable, if you read it and you understand it, conceals some very, very profound wisdom of the highest order. And this wisdom is best revealed and encapsulated in the New Testament in 1 Colossians chapter 9, beginning in verse 19, where Shaul says, Yet I have made myself servant unto all, that I might gain the more. And so unto the Jews I became as a Jew, okay, that I might gain the Jews. To them that are under the Torah, as under the Torah, that I might gain them that are under the Torah. To them that are without the Torah, as without the Torah, that I might gain them that are without the Torah. And to the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. So what Shaul is revealing here is exactly what we see, in the Rooster Prince parable, okay? The esoteric wisdom that is being encapsulated and revealed in the Rooster Prince parable is exactly what Shaul is revealing and talking about here in these set of verses. It's very, very profound. I am the chief magician of Mystery Babylon. I am the highest and holiest Merovingian. I am the highest Jew in this last generation, and I am the highest son of the Mashiach, and I have given you my seals and my proofs and my tokens of this throughout all of my videos on my holy channel. And blessed are ye that have eyes to see and ears to hear. Shalom wa salam.